Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Hermit Skies, and I'm super excited to record this video today because I am not really ill anymore. You can probably hear that my voice is still a little bit funky, but I am super happy because I am over the sickness and feeling real good. So for those of you that were wondering last episode what was up with X, yeah, I was ill. My voice was a bit wonky, and I didn't really mention it in the video. I just cracked on and, got done what we needed to do. That's it. We're all out of lava now, aren't we? This is me being an Obsidian Farm. An Obsidian Farm is something we're going to make in this episode today, but I have actually farmed enough to go to the Nether, and that has completed a quest. Now, in the last episode, I completed a couple of quests here and there as well, but I decided what we would do is wait a little bit and open loads of those loot bags all at once. I just called them loot bags, they're loot chests. So in the next episode, we'll do stuff like crafting these things, and we'll just open a whole bunch of them all at once. Does that sound good? I hope you like the sound of that, because oh man, the next few episodes I'm going to have so much fun. I do want to address some feedback though. Loads of you saying to use drawer controllers over here instead of having a network of Ender IO conduits. Great idea. That's actually my plan. This episode is to come in here and add one of those. But first of all, what do we need to do? We need to go to the Nether and get some quartz so that we can actually craft one of those things. Although I did get a little bit of quartz from a loot bag last time. I am also working on repairing my tools before we go to the Nether. I probably should have done this in reverse order. I should have gone to the Nether first, because what we're going to do this episode later on is upgrade that system using some of the things that we get from the Nether and from our Obsidian Farm. So I've sort of done things in the wrong order, but I've decided that over here will be the place where we're going to have the portal. I was about to remove those blocks, but I think it'd actually look cooler if we had a little step up over here. So what we like to do in the base is make it so that each little area has its own little function. This one is going to be for going to the Nether. So we're going to make a 3x3 portal. Does that make sense? I think it does. And we've got to jump up here to 3 like that. So let's add in the obsidian. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's all good. Let me just build the rest of this quickly. I've got a little question that I want to ask though. Doesn't look quite as interesting as I thought it would. I think we need some more textures and some more features over here to make this look interesting. I've already got some ideas. I'll probably revamp this after we've been to the Nether. But my little question that I want to ask is, can we use chiseled obsidian textures to light the portal? The answer would appear to be no, right? So if I shift click that, it goes back to the regular type. Aha! And then we have a Nether portal. Right, I'm not going to rush into there. I'm going to go grab those carbon ingots that I was making. I'm going to repair my tools. We're going to think things through a little bit, and then we're going to head into the Nether to gather some resources. I should have mentioned it first time we were over here, but the advanced item collector actually disappeared from this setup, so now we've got the absorption hopper, and after it disappeared the first time I made a second, it disappeared again. We're talking about this thing right here, and it happened to Biffa as well, so there's something funky with advanced item collection, so we got the absorption hoppers in there instead. But anyway, it's time to repair our pick and go into the Nether. I thought about it. I don't think there's too many considerations to make here. We're just going to repair our tools before we go in. But most importantly, we're going to add a upgrade to our carbon pickaxe, and that is a silky jewel, which will turn it into silk touch. Yes. Anyway, where I've played this pack before, I've had trouble going into the Nether without relogging. So let's give this thing a try and hope for the best. Alright, it works. Excellent. Now, we want to use our silk titch, hashtag silk titch, oh goodness me, to pick up some of these Nether Ores. So, the Nether obviously isn't a Skyblock world, it's actually a real Nether, and it is loaded full of different ores. The main thing that we're here for is the quartz, because we are not farming that yet, right? But you'll see there's other materials in here, like nether prosperity ore. That's actually something we really should farm, because when we do mystical agriculture, I don't believe there's another way to get that stuff. So I'm going to grab this, and you'll notice that everything is nice and peaceful at the moment. There's some nether coal ore, very good, and we can pick up all of this quartz. But that's because I'm using my Silky Touch jewel on this thing, right? If you don't use Silk Touch, there's a chance that these ores can explode and when they explode they can anger pigmen and get you in all sorts of trouble. So make sure you got Silk Touch on your pick before you come to the Nether. Now I've got to say, this is a very nice start by the looks of it. We're not out in the open exposed to gas. There doesn't appear to be any lava lakes nearby. I need to find two things. I need to find some soul sand, and there's lots of that down there where it's a little bit more dangerous. The other thing we need to find is a fortress as well. If I could find some blazes and get us some blaze rods, that would be amazing. There's also this soul stone. I have no idea. Actually, I think I do know what it's used for. I think I know exactly what this is used for. Maybe I shouldn't look at that right now. Oh, that's the stuff. Okay, yes. So you turn it into soul dust, then you can craft it into solium dust and make solium ingots. So that's a good thing to actually have on hand. Right, so I'm going to go in search of more of these materials, these nether quartz, and hopefully find a fortress and some soul sand on the way. Here's another cool thing you can pick up in the Nether: raw carbon ore. Bam! I'm taking all of that. Here's a thing to consider. If we hadn't set up the farms that we had made in last episode, this would be a really great way of getting resources, right? But because we have set up those farms, we're basically going to have so much of this stuff on hand, like gold and iron, that we don't really need to pick it up while we're here. For example, we don't need diamonds, but who would be crazy enough to pass up on getting some free diamonds while they're over here? That looks very promising over there. A big old box. That should surely only be a nether fortress of all things. And something else I want to do this episode is set up some backpacks and stuff like that. I think we need the blaze rods to craft them, and they would make it so useful to hold extra items while we're out here, as we're going to gather a lot of stuff. But check this fella out. It's a Frienderman, an enderman that doesn't get mad. And if we add a ender pearl, we could tame it and make it our friend. This guy's so cool, man. Oh, what an awesome looking dude. I accidentally just mined a lot of netherrack, which is something you could so easily do, and that could wear out our pick very quickly. So be super careful of that if you're playing with carbon tools in the nether, because you can instant mine stuff so quickly. As you can see, we're on top of the fortress now. I'm just trying to find a patch of soul sand before we go in, so I make sure I've got some of that. But then we're just going to have to cross our fingers and hope that we run into a blaze spawner. And remember, I got the lava charm as well, so fire damage shouldn't do as much to me. Excellent. Here's our soul sand, and here is our fortress as well. And maybe some loot in these chests. Oh, I thought that was a lava charm. No, it's just a molten core. With a skeleton. Oh, if only I had a beheading cleaver. I should have made one of those already. We might get lucky, though, or not. Nope, didn't get lucky. Oh, there's a ghast. Goodness me. Goodness me. Back away. Bam. Take that. Did he just drop... I think it just dropped raw carbon. Also, is that better than this? Clearly, yes. I will take that then. So just up here we have a blaze spawner. It is way out in the open here though, so this could be very dangerous. Oh goodness me, the fight has begun. Quick, get in there. Okay, so I'm on fire. I'm not taking a crazy amount of damage, and we're getting blaze rods. Okay, that's good so far. I've made myself a little retreat box back here, and I don't actually have a lot of food. I thought I'd check that and replenish my food supply before I came to the Nether. Well, I thought I was prepared. The lava charm seems to be helping though, which is very good. And how many of these blaze rods do I want to get? Quite a few, because I want to upgrade my cobblestone spawner, and we're going to need it to craft other things as well. And I can hear a ghast. That's never good news, is it? So we are back from the Nether with a pretty good haul of goods. Look at that. We also got ourselves a legendary and epic loot bag. I'm going to open those on camera. Loads of blaze rods. You can use these things to make more blaze rods as well, so we are looking good. And also I got some rotted flesh here. I had a little look at the recipes for leather, and it turns out that you can hang up rotted flesh on a drying rack and make leather. So I could have made this before going to the Nether, but now we can make an ender pouch, and all the items that will be stored inside of here, you know, if we die and lose this ender pouch, they'll still be stored, which is pretty cool. Then we got our nether ores to deal with as well. So what you want to do with your nether ores is put them into a smelter of some sort, like an alloy smelter. This one is out of power, unfortunately. I forgot that it was doing some business right there. I have no idea why there's a creeper in my base. Oh yeah, it's one hit kill. It just dropped out of the sky on me. There's a load of endermen over here as well. Did I miss lighting something up? Anyways, you want to chuck your nether ores into there and it will smelt them into double the amount in regular ores, which is pretty cool. But anyway, let's crank open these loot bags. We have 4 of those. Okay, and the legendary. Come on, this has got to be good. A saddle. A saddle. Are you kidding me? I ain't got no horses round here, jeez. Alrighty, so now we make a drawer controller, and as soon as I craft this, I kind of realise that I need 2. One for this one over here, one for that one over there, and we get a quest complete, which means we get an extra loot chest in the next episode. Awesome stuff. Bam. That's pretty cool, because now what we can do when we've got loads of junk in our inventory is just double click here, and it'll put whatever's sortable back into all of that, which is just fantastic. Obviously, though, I've got a lot of junk on me at the moment because I've been opening those chests. No, what were they? Loot bags. And I got some boots, and it reminded me that I probably should have crafted some better armor than this before I went into the Nether. Now, this farm's been running for a long time. It just backed up a moment ago, so we're going to upgrade it and stop it from backing up real soon. But how many diamonds did I get? 28 so far, and no, I did not want you to go in. Damn it, I need to lock the drawers. Okay, well, I don't have to run across my base to get my key anymore because it's in here, which is pretty cool. But I got a feeling because of the speed upgrades on this thing, yeah, let's yank them out of there. This is ridiculous. This is not what I should be doing right now. There we go. Right, and now I can lock all of these, which I'll just do in a moment. I want to show you what we got to do next. In order to get this farm running at full capacity, we need to work on the power supply around the back here, because all we're running on at the moment is a couple of solar panels and this right here, and basically it's just not good enough. So the way we're going to do that is with a larger array of generators like we've got over here. However, we're not going to put lava under it. It turns out if you put netherrack underneath and set it on fire, you get ×4 rate on this thing. But if we go into the quest book, you can see there is one over here for faster crucible processing, and yellorium will give us ×20. Now, I don't know how to make any of the other ones, but that's something we can aim to do in the future. And I've actually been getting loads of yellorium ingots together. Now, it turns out what you can do is smelt this stuff and you get double the amount of pulverized dust, right? Or whatever the equivalent name is, and then you chuck that into there and you can smelt it. So I doubled up all of the yellorium that we got from farming this so far, and now what we've got to do is craft it into blocks and put it under the crucibles. Another thing we're going to need is a cobblestone generator, and this gives us an opportunity to unlock 2 more stages in the quest book. We should see something for that one. Hello. Why is it not updating? Oh, there it goes. Okay, excellent. And then the final one is the emerald one as well. So, in go our yellorium blocks, and I'm kind of aware that there's nothing below there, so if I want to break that in the future and replace it with something else, hopefully by then we'll have flight, and there's going to be more levels to this base as well, so those things might not ever be a problem. Right, so we've got to set these to insert mode and attach the cobblestone generator. And away they go. They've started to make a little bit of a whirl now, and just in case you're very observant, yes, that's a tier 3. I've put the other one over there for now, and unfortunately, until we get flight and we start moving around underneath the base, we're going to run this cable over the top here and connect it with our setup on that side over there. That should give us a right old boost, but another thing that can help is crafting some capacitors as well and putting them inside these generators, because currently they're at 100%, and with the double capacitor we could get them up to 133. So those upgrades have been made, and now the power is getting eaten away by this system over here, as I installed a void upgrade into this drawer right here, which is very important. Remember, this costs obsidian, which is why we need an obsidian farm, because now it's allowed all of these other drawers to fill back up again, because that was causing a little bit of a problem. Same problem is going on over here. We need void upgrades as well, because we do not need this much iron, but it stops the farm from running. So where we've only got 20 diamonds, we have a full amount of iron ore, and we want that to keep running. So we need an obsidian farm, and that's what I have been working on over over here, and I've also made a clay farm as well. But first of all, let's check out the obsidian farm. So we've got another Yellorian block and crucible set up from a cobblestone generator, and then we have all of this lava that it's pumping into. What we got to do is put water on top of it, and then this stuff is going to take out the obsidian, because it can only take out items, and it will put it into this chest here. Now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's grab some more water. I did some experiments, and these fluid conduits and tanks and things like that can't interact with this well, so it's like a player only block, although maybe a mechanical user could. But anyway, there is this block called the reservoir, and I should really look it up, because to craft it you need quartz, right? So if we go and click on this a couple of times, eventually you see it, 4 quartz for one of those pieces of glass. So once you've been to the Nether, you can make a reservoir, and with this you can make basically an infinite water pool, and you can see that this thing is going to take it out over and over again, and it's going to pump it into each of these barrels. Now, the cool thing with the setup there is that you don't need any item filters, or maybe there was one item filter somewhere. Yeah, there was one here, because we're using the same chest as input and output. So when I put this stack into here, or almost the stack, you can see it goes straight away. Now, that thing's not going to be able to put the dust into the barrel until it's filled up with water, and it gets instantly changed into clay, which means these things over here don't need filters, and they extract the clay and put it back in there. So that's awesome. 2 little farms that we set up right there. I also made a painting machine as well, and we got a conduit facade. We are going to have to use more of these to hide some of the awkward pipes and stuff, right? But if we attach that right there, it connects to these textures, which looks really nice. And I got to say, that looks a little bit funky, doesn't it? But it's very cool, and it's doing the job. And now all we need is a bucket of water, which I might be able to get from here once it fills up properly, and we're going to slap it down on top of this. Now, it's not going to run everywhere, because over on this side we have our cobblestone generator and our chest, and around the edge here I've actually put some chisel and bits blocks in, very small ones, just to hold the water from, you know, flowing all over the place. And then all of that lava that was in there gets turned to obsidian, and the item conduits put it into this chest for us. So I've got 8 void upgrades for the most popular of these. However, it's really just the iron that's causing us a problem, so let's slap that in there. And I do plan on putting an actual storage upgrade in there as well, so we can hold on to a lot more. But we may not need that, because there's going to be other parts to this system. But now we're going to make a mess. Or not. Where did all the items go? That thing was full to the brim with... It didn't hold on to its contents, did it? I had no idea iron chests could do... Oh my goodness me. How long have I been playing modded for? Iron chests hold their content? Wow, did not know. Anyway, now we can set this to insert mode, and over here this thing's going to start pulling out all of those items and putting them into the drawers, because we don't need all the conduits behind it anymore, thanks to the drawer controller, which we got because we went to the Nether and we got our hands on some quartz. It's been a very productive episode of Hermit Skies. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, leave a like. As always, thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao for now. Bye bye.